things to come up here. We'll see in a minute. As you can see from the background, we are going to be playing Star Wars Squadrons again. There is a patch that's come through. Hopefully that's shown on the title. Maybe, possibly, could be. Why is everything still showing as offline? It should be showing as online now. But hey, I'm hopefully online. Come on. There's always a delay on some of these things, and it catches me out sometimes. So there we go. It's saying I'm live on both. That's great. So yeah, Star Wars Squadrons has received its first patch. Now, this game has had a few notable issues on release, which I've seemed to run into most. This first release, one of the big ones was actually for people using HOTAS, like myself, where there was a dead zone of something like 20% on the bottom side there. Hey, Thane, welcome. And thank you for the clap there. So, we're actually sort of like going to be looking at that, seeing how that feels. The other thing for VR Pacific is some changes to some of the special effects and things like that. We're going to see if I actually notice those here. But I'm actually going to go and start jumping into a little bit of the multiplayer, even though I haven't finished all of the story yet. Which means for multiplayer, I'll also be switching over from playing on cockpit instruments only to actually use the HUD as well, because otherwise I'm flying instrument only, and that makes it very, very difficult compared to other people in multiplayer, which puts me at a distinct disadvantage. But let's jump in here. Oh, alright, we should be good. I've got some drink on standby. I've got the lovely helmet on at the moment while I'm talking to you guys. Oh, I need to start the game as well, because all you can see is me up there. So we need to start the game. Does help if I start the game, doesn't it? Game. So, fingers crossed that the patch is all that it was advertised as. We will soon see. It's loading up. It's loading. Should see a loading screen for you guys any second now, I think. Yes. There is that. Do you guys have sound yet? Is there going to be game audio yet? Yeah, I think there is. Okay, that's good. If I get game audio over here. I don't know. Can't hear anything. Probably not. Just a second. I need to restart audio drivers as well. The joys of streaming. It's going okay. It's sort of like, you know, it's a Saturday. It's time to stream some things. I'm not doing, you know, I'm trying to have some fun, so that's good. And this is the type of thing that we like to do for some fun. Once I get in here, if everything's working nicely, I think I'll be doing very well. How about yourself? You having a good weekend? Okay weekend? Hopefully a fantastic weekend. That's even better than a good weekend. Right. We should have everything now. We should have you be able to hear me. I should be able to hear you guys in here. And hear the game sound in there as well, and you guys should all be able to hear game sound as well, and hopefully we'll have a more responsive HOTAS stick, and I believe for VR there's some changed visuals. Okay, great, let's try this out. The full-on COVID hair is real at this point, obviously. I'm thinking of doing a charity event at the end of all this lockdown where I may get all of this hair removed for a charity thing, which should be a lot, because I'm thinking by the time that we get out of lockdown, this is going to be full ponytail worthy. Right. Sound. No, the hair must look like a mullet at the moment, especially at the back of here. It's getting there. Soon it'll go in a ponytail, and we'll be able to put it out the back as a ponytail or something. I hear that's quite comfortable from Sherry of Kaz and Sherry. Sherry that said it. Might have been Kaz. Don't know if they both do it. I think they both. I'm not sure if both of them have long hair. They tend to put out of the into a ponytail and out the back hole here. Supposed to be quite comfortable. Right. Let's see. So first things first. I want to pull up the menus options and see if there's something that I can see that's changed in there. No, nothing major changed in there. We want to take a look at controls, because one of the controls will be let's see, shells, focus, powers, selectors, holds, com wheels, mouses, controllers. Okay, there's what we're talking about. Controller Global Deadzone. Yeah, so 22%. That's a lot. Yeah. Then we've got throttle sensitivity, flight stick, Global Deadzone, 10%. Yeah. I don't know how much I'm going to want that at. We'll figure that out. Flight stick tech. So now we've got the options on here for a load of dead zone sensitivities. So that is that's really good. That's really good. I like that we've now got that in there, and we should hopefully be able to adjust that or drop it down as feels comfortable. So that's really cool. Also, gameplay. As you can see, I've had the instruments only, which is obviously cool. But that's a little bit sort of like, for when it comes to multiplayer, because most people are going to have it on standard. So if you've got it on standard, there's going to be a lot more stuff going on the HUD. Like I say, I've been doing everything like that. So I'm going to go to standard and see what that looks like, because I haven't actually seen it as standard. I've only seen it as instruments only. We'll try and do the training at some point. So I've done some of this, but I didn't go through very successfully, and I think a part of that would be obviously to the disadvantage I gave myself of having done the fleet battles with instruments only, where it's very hard to discern targets quickly, and you're flying on radar and using the force only.
First, focus on the Empire's Starfighters.
No, this is not PSVR. This is the Index.
We can move in and assault their
So this is the PC version, not the PSVR. This is the patch for the
for our final attack. We take down the Star Destroyer, we win the day.
Hey.
The rub. If we lose too many of our own Starfighters, we'll be forced to go on the defensive.
Well, most of my
Frigates protect our
place is new. The headset was new when I moved in. So this is kind of like the first game that I've really put on YouTube while using the Index. I have played a few other things.
Good luck, pilots. And may the force be with you.
Hey Vid, how you doing? Right, so this is just the tutorial for the fleet battles. I've actually turned on the standard HUD. Oh! Okay, that's just crashed on me. That's not good. I don't like it when it crashes on me like that. I always run into the crashes. So, yeah. That does not, that's not good. And quite often what I see is when it's a loading scene, actually think something like a cinematographic part like that, where you go into the transition and you're going to load into something that Squadrons will crash on the PC side. So it has crashed when I'm not streaming at set points. Like, it's always a load part, and it usually is when you're in VR and you have one of those little cutscenes that's just moving you out of one place to another. So if I go back straight into here again and I try to do this fleet battles tutorial again,
Squadron. This is
So
our
do
strategy
that.
for fleet battles.
Next
First,
phase.
focus
But
on destroying those cruisers. Here's
I'm
the
just
rub.
going to skip through.
Protect the MC-70. Good luck, pilots. And may the
Great.
Force be with you.
Thank you. So we saw that. It's going to load in. And there's the crash. Which is not good. That is not good at all. And unfortunately, yeah, it's gone past the amount of playtime for a refund. It's something that EA definitely needs to fix. The only way that I've found to get past these, unfortunately, is I'm going to go in non-VR. So bear with me. We want, where is Steam? Play Squadrons, and I want. Yeah, it would be nice if they did. Very nice if they did. Let's see. Sorry about that. There's where I have to turn VR off for a moment. It was being stupid and didn't put the sound back in.
Vanguard Squadron. This is our strategy for fleet battles. First, good luck, pilots.
Let's skip that.
May the Force be with you.
Let this load in. So as you see, that's the scene that you would have seen before there. And then it's going to load in the scene, which is here. If I now, once we're into the cockpit, does that. Dun-dun, gloves, gloves. Right, introduction. If I come in on the options and we do the VR settings and we tell it toggle VR, that's going to start loading it up in VR. So there's the VR, Steam VR linked up there. then I need to restart my audio engine. And hopefully you guys will then be picking up my mic from okay. This should hopefully now be all working right. But this is one way that you have to deal with anytime it crashes out on loading a specific screen. And at the moment that's just, you know, it's stupid and annoying to have to do. Okay, there we go. So now I'm in place to actually play the game. How crazy? How crazy is that? So yeah, not. Oh, of course. Now I don't have sound. I need to change the sound, restart the sound again, because the sound engine goes. This is not how we make it look friendly. This is definitely not how we make a game look friendly. I'm going to stress that. So, and now I've got my cord kind of wrangled around a little. That feels a bit uncomfortable. Let me just unthing this a bit. Oh, come on. Just typical of my luck. Oh. No, stop. Why? Right. That should hopefully be better. I don't know what that looked like on stream, but you may have gone for one hell of a ride there. And let's... Okay. I should now, fingers crossed, have everything in order and the game not crashed. And that should be hopefully that I'm in here in the tutorial with a normal HUD for the first time, because I normally play with HUDless, which would be instruments only. And this time I'm playing with the normal HUD that most other people seem to play with. And I should hopefully now have sound and a game that's working. Is everybody else still with me? Right, let's try this. Oh my word. Let's reset my head position again.
Here we go.
There we go. Excellent. Right, so we need to reach the battle.
Come on.
So that made it a lot easier to catch sight of him. So playing with the HUD up definitely makes this easier. So first bit of fleet battles is morale, which I would normally see that in the HUD-less thing anyway, so you still see a partial part of the HUD that makes it thing, but you don't see the other bit that makes tracking enemies and your allies and subsystems and other larger targets more visible when you play instruments only. Normally, instruments only, that radar there is the thing I am looking at constantly to tell me what's what. And, you know, like the strip along the top there, and these along here, and the selected radar there, my speed indicators again, and things like that. So now it's got a super easy way for me to mark people.
Hey, cut it out. What'd I do? I see him. Right behind us. That wasn't so hard. See you later.
Okay. See, this TIE interceptor would normally be all over me in the past. So now I've got to destroy the radar. See, it actually highlighted this for me.
This one's on me. Yep, we're hit.
So that one's done. Morale's saying, okay, I can go and get the light cruisers. So that means I can destroy one of those, either C or D. I'm going to go for D, I think. I want subsystems, really. So, laser turrets could be good. Oh, that hurt. Right, so we need to go back and get my morale back now. So it's telling me where the objective is. It's all the way back there, so I want to get there quick. Gone over to engines, all my thing there is in the back there.
Enemy's got a lock. I think I'm okay. Repairs for you. That should help.
Where's my... Oh. Okay, so I need to get to B and protect it. Where is it? Defend A. There's B.
This is your second chance. You're repaired. That's an enemy lock on. Too close. You're fixed up.
Okay. Where is everybody? There. Oh no, I got done by a cruiser. Why did I go to the light cruiser? Because it's near here. I need to get into the shields of my thing there. Redeploy. So I want to destroy this as quickly as possible.
Let's get it together.
So that's that. So now I need to regain the balance again. There's some targets coming in.
That was good, right?
One more. Morale is back there, so that's good. I've got that. So I can hide in and get the light cruiser.
On your way. This is your second chance.
Thank you. Oh. I'm kind of like, because there are some issues I know that it's not going to be for everybody's liking while there is still issues. If you are a massive Star Wars fan, then of course you're going to be like, hey, yeah, sign me up. Which of course I am a bit of a Star Wars fan, and doing this stuff is kind of like one of my dreams since I was a kid, to be able to get into some of these ships. So, doing this is absolutely, for me, one of the most amazing things. Oh! Okay. Here we go. So both of these are now destroyed. That should just go boom any second. And I want to get the targeting of the sub systems.
PSVR Mania says, "I'll battle on VR DLC one day. Carrot, carrot."
Let's have a look at what you're up to. What are you trying to promote there? I wasn't certain. No, they haven't done DLC. So, unfortunately, they have not thinged DLC for this yet. I'm hoping that if they can get through these bugs and make this game work for the long term, then that's when we can have them hooked. If this game is successful enough that we can get to DLC, that would be fantastic. I know at the moment, obviously, because this is available on a flat screen as well, and roughly about 25% of the player base is VR, because there's a lot of, obviously, Star Wars fans out there that's going to enjoy this game outside of VR. But inside of VR, well, it's it's a slightly different prospect when you're in VR with a game like this. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, it would be good to get to that point where DLC ends up offered, but it's got quite a substantial thing anyway. Right, so I can now see okay.
Let's get some fire on that. Attack that. They locked onto me. Let's get some fire on that.
Right, so there's one of the subsystems down. Easier to attack subsystems than it is to just attack the main ship in whole, and you're going to be more effective, especially as we're going as a group. So do that. Give me the shields at the back.
This one's on me.
Missile launchers.
I'm under attack.
Or guns. I just want guns and missile launchers. If we can get their bay there as well.
Enemy missile incoming. They got a lock. You're fixed up. Enemy's got a lock. I'm under attack. Missile inbound. Enemy's locked on. Repairs for you.
Okay. Still on the destroyer because our morale's still high.
This isn't fun.
I disagree. It's great fun. Let's target these actually.
They've locked on.
These are the radars. Take those out. That's going to be substantial for them. There's rockets there gunning at the front. Whoa!
They're locking on. Enemy's locked onto me. I'm in formation.
Missiles evaded. Some rockets.
They got a lock. You're repaired.
Oh yeah. Oh, what's happening? No, it's crashed again. I'm not happy about that. I was having so much fun. And now, for whatever reason,
Says, oh no,
yeah.
VTIDSVR says, I admire your patience with all these crashes, dude.
The word is Zen. And the weird thing is, where it reset, where I've used the reset to reset the floor level, it's now counting that as my Steam VR floor level. It's like flat down here in the middle of my face. That's not good. Hello. Steam VR. No. No. Okay.
BTIDSVR says, ha ha ha.
Oh, I was sitting there with my, I can literally do this and it's like under the floorboards, above the floorboards, under the floorboards. And then you guys can't see it, but trust me, I'm literally, I've got a mouth full of floorboard at the moment. It's quite disturbing. I feel like, a ghost that can't quite keep level with the ground properly. And I've sunk down into a floor. That's what I'm feeling like at this very moment. Oh, there's a butterfly down here. Okay, right. Let's give one more attempt at something here. I'll give one more attempt. Okay. Hopefully. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I need to restart a thing there so that I can get some in-game sound. Okay, great. Right. So I guess I know the last part I did in story mode was working. So I'm going to go into story mode so that we can just test out some other things here. And because I'm a fool like that, I'm also going to switch it back into... No, I'll keep the normal HUD on. I kind of wanted the story mode to be really immersive, which is why I went to instruments only flying in the first place, and have done since the beginning. But needs as needs must, and all of that. Annoyed. Yeah. Annoyed is the way that I'll describe myself from there. So I'm going to step into the story so that I can actually, apparently I need to talk to Sol.
You'll be commended for this, you know. The hero who led the scouring of Mon Cala.
Yep.
That's a sort of accolade that gets people's attention. Makes them listen to what you have to say. If I were in
That's
your position, I'd be
great.
thinking about what that newfound prestige could be used for when the war's over. Just a suggestion. Let's find out what Captain Carroll needs next.
It looks great, doesn't it? This game does look great. Oh, they've added some shadows underneath some of these bits, so he still looks a little floaty. That looks a little bit more solid. Do you want to see something really cool as well, which we'll figure out? Which one? This guy. Made him say hi. I like that. So if you look over towards him and you push on the direction which would be your emote wheel, that one will actually give you a little bit of a wave. But only him. None of the others will. If I do that to this guy,
We should begin the briefing.
doesn't. Hey. No, nothing out of anybody else. That's the only NPC where if you actually wave at them the first time, you look over to them and just concentrate on them, they'll give you a little wave.
Are we ready
Just
to begin? Our diversion
thought
was
I'd,
a success.
think
and
that.
squadron has left the Nadiri dockyards to aid Mon Cala, leaving the Starhawk completely exposed. We now have a clear shot to finish our mission. Admiral Sloane has sent reinforcements to help secure our victory. But you, Titan Squadron, will lead the strike against the Starhawk. If New Republic patrols and perimeter defenses intercept you on approach, show them no mercy. Before we begin our Baradium assault, you must bring down the dockyard's shields. We've discovered shield generators at these locations. Destroy them all, and the Overseer's bombardment will begin. After the shield generators are down, Titan 3 will return to the Overseer to acquire Baradium-enhanced munitions.
Excellent.
This is where we show our true strength. Immobilize the Starhawk with Baradium. Do not stop until its hyperdrive is destroyed. I want that ship helpless when I deliver the killing blow. Let's make Admiral Sloane proud.
Right. I want to get straight to the flying. So I normally like to stick around with this sort of like stuff and go through all that, but that's not what I'm evaluating at the moment. Even though I've got to finish that. So I'll finish probably some of that off stream as well. So we want to prepare for launch.
Consider outfitting your bomber to handle New Republic fighters as well as their capital ships. Your loadout is looking good. It'll be even better once we're cleared to give you Baradium explosives.
So we've got a standard laser cannon and a multi-lock missile on there and countermeasures. So that's the multi-lock, and then the right auxiliary is the beam cannon. And that's a tracking one, is it? So if I edit that, I believe this is my right fire. Yes. So great versus capitals. Okay, good. Ready for this? Ooh. And I still maintain this little screen here should be a great big IMAX size screen. Not a little thing like this. Big, gigantic IMAX size screen because it's Star Wars.
This is it, Titan Squadron. Everything we've done has led to this. Bask in the moment. And then
Alright.
massacre you.
Just want to give you a bit of an idea on control options as well here. I feel like that could be a bit more responsive. I'm going to take the dead zone off because my stick is actually a very good HOTAS, so 10% dead zone is quite a lot. Controls. Flight stick. We're gonna half that to 5%. So I've got a little leeway so I can do a little bit of that.
Your enemy.
We're looking forward to it, Captain.
That's better. See, even then,
General Syndulla to Imperial forces, you are trespassing in New Republic space.
I've still got movement at this amount of thing.
This is Captain Carroll of the Overseer. Your Starhawk
That's still
dies today,
quite
as will you.
a sizable amount till I feel like I'm really making big impacts. I'm going to take that down even more, actually. Just leave myself with 2% there, I think.
Pleasure. All turrets open fire on those ships.
That feels about right.
Defenses cannot stop us.
Titan,
Right.
eliminate all turrets. Let's give the Overseer a clear path to the Starhawk.
I'm on your way.
See, this actually tells me when I was out of range, whereas I wouldn't have had that out of range thing before. One. Oh, what? Did you see that?
Titan, enemy fighters headed your way. Did you think we wouldn't put up a fight? How you spend your final moments is of no concern to me. Titan, engage. Leave it to me. Lucky I was here. Nice!
Turrets destroyed. Here and ready to go.
So long.
Oh, I like that.
Behind you, stay sharp.
Multi-lock.
Titan, we're launching Meridian missiles from the Overseer now.
Right, that's them gone.
Enemy locked on.
Where are they? Back there.
Drawing fire. Great shooting. Here I am. Locked on.
Joining up. Perfect.
Regroup and prepare for the assault. It's time.
Okay.
Meridian has made contact with the dockyard's shields. This won't take long.
So I want to go back and get the
Starhawk to hit their generators.
They won't
package.
All units report in. You're wasting your breath.
Oh, okay.
Dead. James told me about you, Teresa. Violence follows wherever you go. Fostar Haven, Hosnian Prime, Decebral, Moncala. History will remember what side you chose. History has no sides, only survivors. Our shields will hold, only as long as we let them. Titan, destroy the dockyard shield generators.
Understood. So that's their Starhawk battleship.
For now, soon that monstrosity will be a wreckage. Taking fire! Looking on. You're welcome.
The first shield generator is down.
Get the rest.
I'm in position.
There's another shield generator. This makes it a lot easier to find
Best you got.
enemies.
Another generator destroyed. Good.
You're good to go.
I'm fine now. Thanks.
Enemy fighters are coming from that hangar.
Then let's take it out.
Shield generator down. Superb. This is flying. Rip scum.
Okay.
They locked on.
Thank me later.
Appreciate it.
Watch your back.
Thank me later.
Good work.
Shield generator there. This makes it a little bit too easy, actually. Having the HUD on makes it feel like cheating.
Blasted, they locked on.
So it feels good and responsive. So the HUD portion of this, at least, has reined in.
Say you owe me one.
Threat eliminated. I'm in position.
They're on me. Missiles coming right for you.
Where is the hangar? Is that it there? There it is. Hangar is almost down. There's a hangar. Generator is over that way. See, normally I wouldn't see that and I'd be reliant on following the dot from there. Let's get across to it quick. Oh!
Shields are down. The dockyards are exposed.
Overseer,
Ah! I'm dead. But, I now know that, how much easier this game is in terms of controlling things in the situation when you're not reliant on actually just the instruments only view. It's shocking actually how much easier it makes targeting and tracking a target in the TIE side when you actually have the HUD on, because you can then look and see through the shell of your ship, where in the past anything that's like around you, perimeter, above you, below you, you kind of have to guesstimate what was going on there based on what was on that little radar and what you can see just in front of you, and try to, you know, do all this business and try to find it. Which for me is a part of the fun actually on the story mode of it, that it is that much harder. But, you know, I can still, like, you know, be, waddle along and just go, that was great. We're going to leave the mission there. Yes, I do want to go back to the main menu. As we've seen, it's unfortunate that kind of happened. I'm going to try and delve into a quick match, and we'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens in a quick match. As I say, this will be my first actual quick match where I'm using a normal HUD. I've only played the game with immersive only, so the HUD-less version. So that could be interesting. But come on, load. Okay, we're just going to go with the X-Wing. What we got there? X-Wing, X-Wing. We got a fifth. Unreadied up. Didn't I? Said I was ready. We got one A-Wing going on there. We don't have a support. We'll see how it goes. We're doing a dogfight anyway, so it's all about the killing it. Come on. Ready up. Ready up. Everybody ready up. Okay, we got 2 interceptor type going on. Want one more player? Come on, do that and ready. Grab a ship and ready. Come on, dude. Grab a ship and ready. Come on, ready up. Get in there. Come on. I want to load in. I want to get into a fight. It's there. Load up. Come on. Do it, do it, do it. You know you want to. You know you want to. We don't have to wait for 26 seconds. You can just say ready and we'll go. Hey, Nev. Hey, Dad. Yeah, we've had a few different mix things. love it. Okay, here we go. Right, dogfight. Please load in nicely. Please load in nicely. No! So, when you see people abandoning out of dogfights and things like this, I am using a X56 Rhino. This is the Sci-Tech version of the control. Oh. As you've asked the question, and it seems like the game is not going to collaborate, we'll show you the controller in a bit more detail. Hang on a second. Nev, don't know. It's not when you just when you turn up. Sorry, dude.
Thank you.
Right, let's show you what exactly I'm using. Let me just where's it gone? It's here. We're going to switch over. Drive cam cap. Okay. No, not that one. I'm just going to make this big for you. Oh, boom, boom. Which means I will also now be me big or. Okay, we're going to take that from there. This is going to be a little bit different. Because it's going to be free cam style. Yay! Webcam. Selfie stick style. Ooh. Up in the game. Right, so, yeah.
The MATTV says, I ordered the Airbus thing when Flight Sim came out and still not got it
Yeah, anyhow. I'll show you what this is, the host that I'm using. So, this is what I've got here. Ooh, So, as you can see, this is the F56 Rhino. This is the Sci-Tech version. Basically, it's now been taken over by Logitech. It's quite extensive on controls. So, the top end of the stick here, you can see there are 3 hat switches, the POV and the other witch hats. So witch hat 1, 2, that corresponds to the main POV in the game. And then you've got a number of buttons here. So we've got a front trigger, which is 1 button. It's not a dual stage, it's only a single stage. Button 2 is here. Button 3 there. Button 4 is actually on this little thumbstick. So little thumbstick down here, which you can also press in. Button 5 is in here, a little pinky switch. And then we have the pinky trigger, which is button 6. Then coming up to witch hat 1, We've got up is 7 going around. So 7, 8, 2, and then up on witch hat 2 is button 11, and then going around. Okay. Then we move across to the throttle side here. As you can see, we've got a dual stage thing going on. So let me try and combine things here. So we've got a dual stage throttle, which means that it's locked at the moment. I can unlock it. Well, it, moves forwards and backwards together. Oh, I need some feet on. I've got some pedals down there. I need the feet on the pedals with this stand, basically, so that it doesn't go and rock forwards and backwards when I do that, because there is actually a substantial feeling with that, so there's a good resistance, so it feels like the real deal in terms of the amount of resistance. Actually feels good, so you can't quickly you don't want to be busting that out too much, but there you go. So that's kind of cool there, but you can also, there is a thing down here, little latch. If I unlatch that, we've got 2 separate controls like that, so we can do 2 sets of throttle. There is a resistance thing on here as well, so you can say how much resistance, because I haven't got that flat at the moment. They are slipping back a bit. But you can basically do that if you need that independent engine control. Which of course in some fighters or planes you're going to want to use. Maybe you're flying something with vector thrust or something like that. Right, on this controller though, in terms of buttons, we've got a few different things. First thing to note over here is, a DIY project being done over there. That's possibly going to become a stand for the PC that can be wheeled out, so that when I have to get back to underneath the desk or get to wires, I can just roll the thing there.
I am going now. Catch you later and don't hang up.
Okay, I might as well finish this. So yeah, stick wise, we've got that. Modes. Each of these.
VR says, didn't see chat for a while. VTIDSVR says, later.
Cool, dude. Yeah, I'll finish this off. Might as well. A bit of a tour of my HOTAS. So we've got mode switch here, which means that all of the controls can actually be done as macros. Every single button, switch, dial can have macros or keyboard functions assigned to it. Or you can just leave it as the default, it's a controller button, and change something inside of the actual game. So if you do change the macros though, it means that if you program everything to have a macro, you can add additional switches in that way.
This looks really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, because it means, say, these switches here are two-way switches. So you have one switch up, one switch down, which corresponds to a button press or a button of the controller. And that's the same for all of these here. So these bank here, 1 button, 2 buttons. So that's 6 buttons there. Another 4 switches, which means 8 buttons. In here, you can see this, we've got 2 4-way hats, a singular switch there, another thumbstick with a push button in there. We've got two rotary cap dials here, so one on top with a midsection, so they are a straight up analog axis that runs mid to bottom, mid to top, or however you need to configure it. But they also push down, push up for button. We have a stable slidey button there. This one is a bit odd. Most games do not accept the input from this switch. The way you make this work is to build a macro. I would only ever use this switch if you're building macros. So if you build a macro around it, it can be really handy. Like if you want to be able to control in-game your game chat, and you want to say, right, I want to be able to turn game chat on and off at will, program a macro, put it into this switch, and you can go, right, everybody else, other game sounds or other comms users then are muted out, locked out from the stream from you, so that you can concentrate on whatever you're doing. And then when you want to be able to speak, you just slide it across, and then you have all of your comms back open again. So it's very good as a comms deafener, which I normally will set up as a global thing. We've also got on here a couple of pot dials. So those are just straight analog dials. And of course, again, everything can be used to do as macro as a separate thing. So all of the buttons on here and here, if you change them as macros, you've got basically essentially layout 1, layout 2, and layout 3. And also I forgot at the front of here as well, we have two switches, buttons there, the silver buttons. Then you have an up-down one there. And that is actually, up is one button, down is another button. And then finally, over this side here, I don't know, you can see, there's a silver wheel on there, a metallic wheel. Rolling that one down is the same as button press. So there you go. Right. That's my HOTAS, because, well, the game kind of crashed. That makes it look like I've got a great big post behind my head when I do that. That's kind of weird. It's very odd. Okay. We're going to leave it on that because the game crashed out. And this is also a part of one of the issues at the moment for the game. I'm just going to prepare that. I need that there. Okay. So yeah, as you've seen, unfortunately, the game still has some crash issues. I don't know where they're from. I'm on a Steam version of the game. It always seems to crash around loading into stages for me, or around, the cinematographic parts, video playback parts that run in between scenes, or the actual loading phase of a battle, or as we've seen, multiplayer. It doesn't happen on every scene. The experience, though, from the story is that it happens on particular scenes for me. So particular parts of the story, and the way that I've... it only crashes in VR, though. It doesn't crash outside of VR for me so far. So I would normally have to go, right, I'm going to come out of VR mode and do it on flat screen, and then load in, and then change back over to VR mode. So that's really not good.
Says, what graphics card you got?
I have a RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition card. I've updated to the now latest drivers from NVIDIA, which was published on the 7th of October. So after the game actually dropped. I know there was some that dropped before then, which a lot of people said that those were to be at fault for game crashes and etc. I'm not sure on that. I don't have a way of testing that, rather than trying to do like rolling back my drivers for my visual by 2.
Ooh, very nice. I never see Founders cards on shops, so go on.
Yeah, it's the Founders one, so it's the overclocked, standard overclock. I'm not running Afterburner at the moment, so it's running on the standard overclock rather than my custom overclock. And we're running an i7. I don't see what difference on that side as well. Is a little overclocked with the memory in XP mode, which, if you're in virtual reality, by the way, the speed of memory makes a shocking difference to the performance level that you get on VR. Something that I really did notice on where you've got CPU hungry games. If you've got CPU hungry games that are loading down the one of the cores of the CPU, and your memory isn't overclocked, and you've got XPR memory that you can turn on the XPR and get better clock speeds, that are very, safe way to get overclocked memory speeds. That usually makes quite a substantial difference to particularly VR games on FPS. That's something that I have noticed. The latest drivers as well for NVIDIA, and what they're going to be doing with deep learning super sampling. I'm hoping that's going to make a great big difference. But before that, for Squadrons, they really do need to get some bug fixing in, just so that it doesn't crash so much. That's the one that I'm really want, because the crashing is really immersion breaking for me. When it happens in stories or anything else like that, having to go to flat mode and all of this business is annoying. I'm glad to see that they have listened to the community, though, in a number of other aspects. It feels like the improvement of the responsiveness for HOTAS is there. So I can dial that dead zone in. So people that haven't had issues with crashes but have had issues with HOTAS dead zones, they're going to be pleased about that. So one step at a time, I guess. It's getting closer.
Says, yay, it'd be well annoying when you have to get all comfy and stuff in the setup.
Yeah, it is quite annoying, but it's now a case of that's what it is for me. I want them to get those bugs, but definitely the HOTAS thing was the big thing that a lot of people was requesting and has been done. And I think that's a major step forwards for this game, especially in keeping it, right out of the bat to keep it more alive, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't having as many crash issues as I apparently seem to be having. I'm gonna put my nice helmet on, so we have
The MATT
there.
says, you still using the quest. Captain Chrissy says, geezer.
Hey, Captain Chrissy, you have unfortunately come at the end. We've had multiple crashes again. I'm going to put this on while I'm doing that. I'm also going to put that up here. You've come along near the end, I'm afraid. We've had a few too many crashes.
Captain Chrissy says, still look a geezer even if it is the end.
Thank you, dude. You come along for the googly eyes, let's face it. This is harder to do with glasses on. It's a lot easier with glasses off. There we go. Doesn't work so well with the glasses on in the case of this one. So, yeah. There it is. There was a whole thing of my HOTAS there. Multiple different ways in which...
Says, I've come along for the charisma.
Charming, thank you. That's made my day. You, sir, are a stellar star. Wonderful, love it. Oh, that's put a smile on my face, that did. Great. Okay, on that wonderful note, thanks for that. That really put a smile on my face on there. Oh, God. Gotta love a good community. Yeah, so state of play for the game for me is it's still got some bugs in there which is causing crashes. On the HOTAS front, though, the dead zone is now no longer an issue. We can tune the dead zone into our liking, and me like you very much. Definitely enjoying that, but yeah, it would just be great if I could play the game without having so many crashes. So unfortunately, like the stream of the other day where it didn't crash once, this is one where it's crashed a few times. And for now, I'm going to say bye-bye, stay safe, auf Wiedersehen, fly well, and may you smite all your enemies in the stars.